Keep your applause going, ladies and gents. Look at this big, powerful finish.
I have no idea how I've done that because I feel so dreadful right now. So, breakfast demolished, peanut butter and jam pancakes, absolutely sublime. So it's 6:15, race is at 9 o'clock, and I have to be at the elite area absolute latest by 8 AM because I think they escort us to the start line or something, which is cool. Bit unnecessary because I think the start line's close enough to where I live, I could just go straight in there. Slept pretty well actually. The room's really nice and cold, and I really sleep well when the room's cold for some reason because it's just like body temperature is so easy to regulate, whereas at home I'm just constantly hot. So yeah, time to get ready. I've got to take today with a bit of a pinch of salt just because of the illness. I'm still going to go for it. I've got absolutely every intention of still going for a PB. Confidence is really high in training. I've been absolutely flying relative to me. I think I'm the fittest I've ever been, which is obviously a really nice place to be. So yeah, it's just play with the cards I've been dealt. If it affects me while I'm running, it affects me while I'm running. I don't want to dig myself an even bigger hole of tiredness and illness by overdoing it when I shouldn't. On the flip side, you know, when you start warming up, all the sinuses and stuff seem to like clear a little bit, so it might actually not affect me at all. So yeah, we'll see. I'm really looking forward to it, but let's get ready. So guys, just making my way towards the start line. It's 7:24, so just over an hour and a half until race time. But one thing I want to show you guys is the temperature. It is 2 degrees here in Salford. Reese is northern, so he's been giving me the down low on the lingo. So yeah, I've just got to cross over the quay, walk towards Old Trafford, try not to spit. I'm a Leeds fan, in case you missed the joke. And yeah, just try and remain calm, get in the zone, do everything that I normally do before a race. One really key thing that I've learnt recently, and this is from, it's going to sound like I'm a bit of a fanboy, which I guess in some ways I am, from Callum Elson, The Distance Project. Go and subscribe if you haven't. His Closing the Gap series was impeccable. It gives a really good insight into kind of elite running and how he's trying to make the jump. Well, how he successfully made the jump up to becoming kind of like an elite runner. And I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to do, like close my own gap in some ways, in terms of I want to become elite. Obviously I don't get out of bed every morning to go for a run just to then not improve, and obviously it'd be my absolute dream to become an elite pro runner one day. But one thing that I've learned from him recently is to just don't change anything to try and fit in, sort of thing. So my thing that always made me feel settled on race day was to be that guy on the start line that made those silly jokes, you know, that to kind of be that annoying person on the start line, because that's something that comforts me, it puts me at ease, and to kind of like talk to the other runners. Whereas like I got into this kind of phase where I felt like I had to be completely silent, completely focused, completely professional on start lines, and it just left me feeling a bit nervous and stuff. So I try and talk to as many people as I can, because that's me, and that's what helps me that's what helps me be comfortable on the start line. And that's what I did at Vitality 10, and look how that went. So yeah, that's one thing that I've learned, just to completely be yourself. Like the whole kind of don't do anything new on race days, obviously that's kind of a bit of a state the obvious, but being yourself and not changing yourself on race day is also important. Like he does the same warm up and cool downs in front of the world's best athletes when he's warming up in front of them, and I've got to do the same. Like today I'm in the same elite wave as Jack Rowe. Obviously he's on a completely different level, but why would I change my warm-up that I do every single training session just to look good in front of him, sort of thing. So yeah, I've completely waffled there, but just be myself, and then I can race myself and be as comfortable as possible on that start line. But look at this, ladies and gents. Manchester, you have not disappointed so far, and I hope that continues. Yeah, you're in the YouTube video. FaceTime and Dad. So guys, I'm at the event village, or the information tent, which is where I have to drop off most of my bags and stuff. I'm fortunate enough to have my friends with me who are going to be at the start line, so I can take a few more layers down to the start line, which typically other people can't. So I can take my shoes to change into, my Red Bull, I can take some electrolytes, gels, all that stuff in my little bag here, and I can just chuck it to Reese, Harry and Shanti at the side. So yeah, I'm definitely glad that I brought some friends with me today. But yeah, I've had to switch into this tiny little camera, so hopefully the storage doesn't run out. But yeah, I'm gonna do my best to keep you with me, but also do my best to not pass out. Head's feeling a bit compressed. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, yeah, just feel a bit ill. So yeah, just gonna try and have some fun. It's Mr. Jerry. How you doing?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. You're not running today?
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm not fit enough.
Again?
Yes, I am.
I'm gonna go find the toilets.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. So guys, I'm just warming up, heading down the first straight of the race. Just gonna try and find somewhere to go to the loop, or just gonna be a bush, and then just trying to get the legs moving. I do feel a bit rusty, but I think it's just the cold. I didn't expect it to be this cold. So I think once I'm warm, should be all good. Should have anticipated these conditions maybe a bit better. But yeah, looking forward to this. Just need to get warmed up and get ready to go.
Try and keep nice and warm, not long now until we start from every end.
It's nearly go time. So guys, time to do my final drills, strip off the layers, and then leave my bag with either the boys, Shanti, Reese and Harry, or I'll leave it with Jerry if I need to. He's official cameraman for the day. Check out Jerry's son on Instagram, very, very talented. So yeah, it's all about getting warmed up now. I actually don't want to jinx it, but I actually feel pretty good. I don't feel too ill, so yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed. Let's get it. Get ready to go. Let's get it.
Come on, go! Come on, go! Come on, Kai! Relax. Woo! Go, go! Come on, Cole! Come on, Cole! Come on, Cole!
Keep the force going, ladies and gents. Look at this big, powerful finish. Nothing good crosses the line.
So guys, just got to the finish. I'm not going to reveal my time just yet, but I just want to say a massive thank you to this chap right here, because without him I wouldn't have got around. What's your name, sir?
Simon.
Simon. Second name?
Crawford.
Crawford. Yeah. Well done, Millie. Yeah. Could have done it without him. I didn't realise some of the hills are actually a little bit...
It takes it out of you when you're tired.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you very much anyway.
Well done.
On the route to completing this year's
PB, huh?
Massive PB, yeah.
half marathon in second place.
I'm so ill as well.
Race, Lauren Howard.
Did you feel it throughout the race or not?
Well done,
Okay, buddy.
Lauren.
What's your name, sir?
Dan Rowan.
Dan?
Rowan.
Rowan.
Stephen Hayes,
First
Matthew
bet.
Devlin.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, 111.
Race number 101, there he is.
Thanks for watching the
Stephen
channel,
Hayes
buddy.
brings his team.
Oh, is it a choice of colour? Can I have pink?
Yeah? Is that pink? Which pink?
Or I want this one.
I think you deserve it. Well done.
There we go. Choice of colour on the medal. Had to go for pink. Got to. I am thirsty. Thank you very much. Guys, I am so ill, but I am over the moon with that. I can't believe that just happened. Oh, not revealing the time just yet. Oh, what a day. FaceTime with Mum.
I'm thinking 20 quid over, don't buy your friend to drink.
Oh, thank you.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Speak to you later.
Speak to you later, bye. So guys, you know the drill. Good run equals Pepsi Max. Let's go get some scran. Oh, I'm so... I haven't even told them the time yet. The camera, the viewers at home don't know the time. Drum roll, please. Hour and 7 minutes, 22 seconds. Not official yet. So yeah, not quite a sub 67. But in the state of things, with how ill I've been and the preparation going into that, I'm over the moon. So chuffed. And yeah, it's just yeah, time to enjoy the rest of the day with Reese. Harry and Shanti have buggered off somewhere. Oh, let's fucking go. I have no idea how I've done that because I feel so dreadful right now. Absolute starving, so we've come to Pizza Hut for a little buffet. Tucking in there, got some pizza and pasta. The dart goes out the window when you crush a PB like I did today, so cheers for coming, boys. Ah.
If you feel the vibe, say yeah. Yes, man, just.
So, Manchester Half Marathon. What an absolute whirlwind of a day. A massive thank you to Simon for helping me around. We didn't talk about it, we didn't preempt this, we didn't chat about it during the race. It was just one of those things that I'd take the front for a little bit, he'd take the front, and it just worked out an absolute treat for me especially. And it's just so much easier to share the pavement with someone else in terms of sharing that workload. You're both working hard, it's like you're sharing the pain almost. So I'd highly encourage that. If any of you guys are wondering like whether you should join the back of a group or run solo a little bit slower, I would say like 9 times out of 10 I'd choose to run with the other person, even if it means going a little bit quicker, just because sharing that workload can make it feel a little bit easier, if that makes sense. But in terms of pace, I don't know if I could have paced this any better. 3:13, 3:13, 3:12, 3:09, 3:10, 3:10, 3:06, which was a bit downhill that one. 3:40, 3:10, 3:11, 3:12, 3:11, 3:10, 3:11, 3:11, 3:13, 3:12, 3:13, 3:10, 3:11, 3:11. I don't know if I could have paced that any better if I'd tried. Even going at a slower pace, I don't know if I could have like hit consistent splits. And that slightly quicker one in the 7th kilometre or 5th mile, that 3:06 was when I was trying to catch the group in front of me, which is where Simon was, the guy that I ended up running most of the way with. So I basically ran the first 7k with a slightly slower group, and then I broke away from them at a water station at about 6k into the race, or 4 miles. And then it took me about a mile to catch the group in front of me, and then I made a note in my head to just kind of go straight past them, and then Simon kind of came with me, which broke up their group a little bit, but I didn't want to like kind of stagnate, and being as I got into such a good rhythm to catch that group, I didn't want to then slow down just to run with it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I caught onto the back of it, went straight past, and then Simon tagged along with me, and then we ended up sharing the workload basically from mile 5 till the end. So for 8 miles I had company in the latter stages, which was an absolute lifesaver, and it makes such a big difference having someone there. As you can see from the heart rate, it didn't quite go as high as maybe as I would expect in a race, and I don't know if that's maybe because I'm slightly ill and maybe my heart rate just wouldn't go up that high, or maybe that would have the complete opposite effect and being ill would make it higher. I don't really know. So maybe there's a little bit more in the tank, we'll see. But this race was all about kind of going shit or bust for that sub 67. I didn't go all the way up to Manchester just to have a good run or just to kind of trundle around as a good tempo effort. Even though I was ill, I still wanted to kind of roll the dice on running a really good time. And obviously I'm over the moon now that I did, because even though I didn't quite hit that sub 67, 67:26, which is the official time, is a bloody good time that I'm absolutely chuffed with. And it shows me how close I am, that maybe without illness, on a different day, with even more training, or maybe a bigger group, or a slightly faster course, like who knows, like anything can happen. So yeah, maybe the illness didn't affect me as much as I thought it would, or maybe it's one of those weird things that when you feel the worst is when you kind of almost sometimes perform the best, because maybe your expectations are lower, or that kind of fight or flight kicks in of like everything's gone wrong, and you just kind of get it done. I don't know if that makes sense. The only real specific part of the course that I really remember is going through halfway in 33:35, so which would be 67:10 pace, and I remember thinking, okay, that's cool, but I didn't think I'd be able to hold on, or I didn't have much confidence in me being able to replicate that again and then pick up that 10 seconds, which I obviously didn't, because I ended up running 1 hour and 7 minutes 26 seconds. But I'm really chuffed with like only losing what is essentially 16 seconds in the second half, or 21 seconds. Can't do maths, but yeah, conditions on the day were pretty much perfect. I don't think I've had such good conditions when it comes to the race. The temperature was cold when you were warming up, but that made it ideal for racing. There was barely any wind. I would say actually, if I was being really picky, the only thing that was slightly annoying was on one of the straights, it was just like complete eye bombardment by the sun, just because of the, like how low it was. I was just completely battering my eyes. But even then, it's like I'm being really picky. Like it was easy to close my eyes a little bit or squint, and it made no difference to the race. So that's if I was being really picky. But apart from that, conditions were perfect. Course wasn't quite as pancake flat as I thought it was. Not a super hilly course by any means, but there was definitely like a couple little kind of hills or inclines that definitely take a little bit out of you, or took me kind of a good, I don't know, 20-30 steps to kind of get my breath back. And I think Simon could kind of sense that a little bit, because he did start to kind of kick on top of the hills. But one thing I've been really trying to work on in my training at the moment is adding a little bit more kind of vertical elevation into the runs, and I think it's paying dividends, because the hills in races don't seem to be taken out as much as they used to, from kind of energy or from the legs, etc. But yeah, I did find, especially kind of when we got into like the last 2 or 3 miles, it was pretty much a case of just like hold on for dear life, or hold on for as long as possible. And then as we just got into the final K, like Simon just kind of put a little spurt in, and I just couldn't quite go with it, because in my head I was thinking, right, just hold on, and I didn't want to tip into that red zone and then lose another 10 seconds by going backwards. So I just held it at like the fastest pace that I knew I could sustain. So kind of almost like not risking it, not fully rolling the dice at the end in terms of going with Simon and potentially blowing up, but still like emptying the tank. I don't know if that makes sense. It's a bit like a hybrid car, where I burnt the fuel but didn't go into the electric, or didn't risk going into the electric engine. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. Obviously I worked very hard, I ran a massive PB, I was knackered at the end, but I didn't risk going into the very, very deep red in the final K, because I didn't want to lose another 10 seconds by risking it. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, over the line I was in like quite a lot of disbelief as to what I'd just done, because I felt dreadful afterwards. That whole morning I felt so bunged up. Without going into too many details, had a few little gastrointestinal tract issues, or stomach issues if you like, which yeah, made for an exciting experience on the race morning, made it a little bit more risque. But in terms of during the run, apart from making a few kind of like phlegmy coffee noises, which I'm sure drew attention from my competitors, yeah, I felt absolutely fine. Didn't feel like my breathing was too impacted, because I'm not much of a nose breather anyway, and that's what's kind of quite blocked at the moment. I'm a bit more of a mouth breather, because if that's what Kipchoge does, it's good enough for me. I've never been one of these kind of in through the nose, out through the mouth breathers. Don't know if that makes any sense. I'm more of a like don't know why I'm demonstrating breathing. But yeah, the pink medal, lovely little medal, that one. Really, really chuffed with that. And obviously very, very chuffed with the result. Absolutely over the moon. And the amount of people that cheered my name today, that's another new record. So yeah, thank you to everyone that cheered me on and supported. Really, really appreciate it. But alas, the sub 67 goal has still eluded me. We're much closer now. I took 90. I've taken 1 minute and 31 seconds off my PB, which is obviously a huge PB. I knew I was in PB shape. I didn't know how much, or whether if I was quite in sub 67 shape, which I still think I am, but I think I would need absolute everything to go right on race day, and it would be close, like 66:58 or something like that. But who knows? We can only go off the times I've ran, which is 1 hour and 7 minutes and 26 seconds, which I'm absolutely chuffed with. And to finish 9th again, 9th at Vitality, which turned into 10th actually, because they missed someone out, so we'll ignore that actually. And then 9th at the Manchester half. But in terms of what's next for me, obviously, as much as this wasn't like a peak race, like I didn't taper for this like I did for the Great North Run, I still did a semi-taper for this. I didn't train through it like I did with Vitality. My plans now is to have kind of 3 to 5 days off / easy running. Definitely going to have probably 3 days off of nothing, just to let the body recover. I've basically been going pretty hard training wise since my hamstring injury, which was kind of June, July time. So I've had a good like 3-4 months now of like hard training or building up, and I don't feel like I need the time off, but I know it's the sensible thing to do. So yeah, gonna have kind of like half a week off from running, and then another half week of just easy running, and then take another build up into kind of end of November, December. That's when my next few peak races are going to be. I'm going to do some races such as like the Mansfield Cross Relays at the start of November. My eyes are so tired, I'm struggling to keep them open. And then Liverpool Cross Challenge at the end of November, and then the Telford 10k in December. That's my next goal, where hopefully we'll be hoping to go sub 30 there. That'd be cool. We'll see. But just before we end off the video, a massive thank you to Reese, Shanti and Harry, my 3 best mates who came with me all the way to Manchester just to watch me run. And based on the Manchester course, it's quite a hard spectator course. They didn't actually get to see too much of me, so yeah, it was pretty short-lived for them in terms of watching me running for about 10 seconds straight, but they came there to support me and they didn't have to do that. So a massive thank you, boys, really appreciate it. But yeah, gonna enjoy the roller coaster on this one, and enjoy the highs, if that makes sense. And yeah, go to bed because I'm knackered. Had Taco Bell for dinner, and we'll probably never have Taco Bell again, because that was my first time and it wasn't very enjoyable. So gonna finish the Pepsi Max, brush my teeth and go to bed and enjoy a few days of complete rest. I'm already eager to get back to it, but I know rest is sensible. So Manchester half, I'll be back for this one because I thoroughly enjoyed that. Maybe not next year, maybe next year, we'll see. But anyway guys, please like, subscribe, share your running buddies. Why not? Could that be a new catchphrase? Why not? Nah, cringe. Love the pain, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.